Hi friend, welcome to Learn Code with Saurabh. Today I am going to solve a program to find all subset of a list using the Java 8 Stream API. So, for example, if we take that list like 1, 2, 3, and so that time we will get the subset like 1. So, first subset it will be blank or empty, and then it's creating that 1, and for the subset 2, and for next subset like 1 2, and then 3 3 itself, and 1 3 2 3 and 1 2 3. So I will write the logic. So I'm going to create a class. I open the IntelliJ and created a class here, all subsets, and giving the program number. So, and I mentioned here that question with that sample input and sample output, you can see here. And now I'm just going to write the main method. So I just use here main, and and then we need to create an integer of list. So I am going to create here. So list, and I will pass here integer, and so I will keep as a list, and equals to, and I will use here arrays dot as a list. So in this list we need to pass that sample input, like for the initializing value 1 2 and 3. And now I am going to import this list. So I'm just importing here, so you can see that imported. Now we need to create one more list where we can store inside a list inside. So if you see here, this is the list. Inside a list you can see this is the list, and all are list. So here we need to store the value. So we need to create that list of list, that means nested list. So I'm just going to write here list, and inside list we need to create here one more list, and I will pass here type like integer, and then I will keep here like name. So it's related to that subset, and here I will use like so if you see that so I created here, so list of lists. So I will create here new array list. Here I will store that all here I will store inside a subset. So now I'm going to extract the value from the list. So I will use here 4, and so I will use here like the type of that element. So element is that integer, and I will use here in like integer, and so I will use here element. So first time whenever extract the value from the list, that means a list, this list. So that time we will store inside an element. So I will passing here list. So so first loop for that extracting the element, the original list, and now I'm going to check the further process. So we need to here list, and inside a list we need to one more list. So I will use here list, and in this list I will keep as a integer, and I will keep that name of that subset. So I will use here new subset, and here I will create like that make the object by using that array list. So I will use here new array list. So I created here. Now we need to add with that value from that so I will use here new subset, and so we need to extract that subset. So I will use here 4, and in this 4 we need to add the body of the loop. So I will use here like list. In this list we need to pass the type. So I will pass here integer, and in this integer we will in this integer we will get that like reference like subset. and in this subset we will pass here the value of that from that subset list. So I will pass the value from subset. So you can see here this is the subset. Now I am just entering that inner loop. So I will use here like so so I will use here list, and I will pass like integer, and here I will use like a yeah, new subset. And in the new subset we will use like create by using that array list. And in this array list we need to pass the value. So I will pass here like a subset, and now I will add the value here to new subset dot add. In this add method we need to pass the here element, so it will add that element. And now I'm uh, going to do the further process. So new subset will add inside a subset. So I will use here new subsets, and then I will add here new subset. And yeah, I'm missing the semicolon here, so I just added here. After that I completing the inner loop. So that time it will execute outside the inner loop. That means inside that outer loop, but outside the inner loop. Now I'm going to just collect that all that subset. So I will use here subset dot add all. So in this add all method we need to pass that method here. So I will add here new subset, and now going to add with the semicolon. And after that we will print here. You can see here this is the outer loop, and now here I will print that subset. So I will use here system.out.println, and in this println I will just print here that value. So I will use here subset. So if you see here in here I just use the two loops. So this is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. So firstly in that outer loop I just created that new subsets. So if you see that it's subsets, that means more than one subset. And here having the type of that list of list, that means nested list here. A list is a containing in the another list. And inside a loop I just extract the value from here list of integer and subset, and from the subset. And now here just added with that creating that one new subset by using that subset. So whenever it's extracting the value from here, and extracting the value here, adding the new subset, and now new subset adding inside a new subset. And similarly after all it's adding that here new subset. So basically I created here to store the value here. And so it's finally adding with that new subset, and new subset. So if you see here new subset, and new subset here just adding with that inside a subsets. So you can see here, and now I just going to print here. So just right click here and run this main method. So friend, it's started to build, and we will get that some output like so it will get that output only empty string. So let's check. So I got the only because if I didn't add the type, so I will use that. So this is the only containing the list. So I will type here I will add here subsets dot add. And in this add we need to pass like new array list. So I will pass here new array list. And yeah, so according to that reference, so we need to create here that firstly create that array list. Inside array list we need to create that object of that array list. So now I'm going to run again. So let's hope it should be correct. Yeah, a friend, I got that output as per that mention that sample output, and you can see that first one is that empty, so it's matching with that empty, and second one is the 1 2 1 2. So you can see 1 2 1 2. So I got the result, and I will post the code in that git repository, and I will mention the link in that description of this video. And thank you friend for your support and for your time.